I just, my conversation with my cousin after we got his baby home was, that feeling that you feel, it's a lot of fathers, it's a lot of mothers, it's a lot of grandfathers, and other people out here feeling that same thing. So the next time you see one of these kids missing, you keep that same energy. You want to go get your dog and call up all your homies to get all your, keep that same energy when it's somebody else's child and it's not just about yours.
Hi guys, welcome to Getting in Good Trouble with Laura Cowan. And today we have a heavy topic we're going to be discussing. We have a missing children's panel. And we have a panel of 4 community activists here in Cleveland. I want you to meet first up, Miss Delores Gray. She's a community activist, founder of Brick House Wellness Women's Empowerment Group. Also, she's a member of Black Women's Army. Next up, I want you to meet Brother James Box, community activist and director of outreach for Truth Ministries and ICANN Cleveland. Also, we have with us Brother Fahim, aka Antonie Tolbert. He is the chairman of New Era Cleveland. And your girl right here, moderator, Laura Cowan, activist, advocate for domestic violence, and also producer for the documentary B, A Raised Fist Mistake, Volume 1. So the topic is pretty heavy, and it's something that's concerning all of us right here in Cleveland. I mean, Cleveland has a lot of issues going on, but this here we cannot avoid. So we're going to show a clip right now, and this is what happened.
216-626-5418. Now, Kashawn is one of a number of missing Black children in Cleveland. Social media is claiming upwards of 30-plus children are missing. The police chief of Cleveland spoke to this issue.
Missing individuals in the city of Cleveland, no question about it. Now, we take every single one of them seriously. Our detectives take it seriously. Our officers in each of the 5 neighborhood districts take it seriously, and officers in the specialized units. And that's why in the city of Cleveland, we have dedicated detectives in each of the districts. It's important that we bring context to this particular issue that we have today. If you look at the stats, and you look at the stats, they are startling. They're very startling. Right, we have a number of missing juveniles reported year to date as 1,072. But also, and again, that number is 1,072. But the number returned is also 1,020. So we have obviously outstanding missing juveniles. The vast majority of those juveniles are missing juveniles, are actually runaways, and sometimes some of those are habitual runaways.
So you guys saw the tape with Chief Drummond. And now I noticed too, that topic, 27 missing children in Cleveland. Okay, since May? And they're taking it very, very unlikely. Now, this has hit CNN, other news stations, but I noticed we don't even have the friction here with our own news media. They're not on top of it like I would like to see them on top of it. So, give me your thoughts about this issue. Let's start with you, Brother Box.
Well, I kind of agree with the chief because I did my research, and basically a lot of these children, some of them have run away from group homes, and a lot of these kids have actually joined gangs in the neighborhoods that they live in. So it's a lot of rebellion from a particular group of young people. I think it's a lot of misinformation out there as it relates to it, because at first I was alarmed and I was attacking a lot of people behind this, but then I sat down and did a little research and found out that a lot of these kids were missing from group homes, as well as those that had left home that was out there. So there was about 1,072 children missing in 2023. And out of that 1,072, 1,020 was returned. So that means 52 is still out there somewhere. And like Chief Majoy, who I work with over at Newburgh Heights with Cleveland Missing, he specializes in a lot of this. And from speaking with him, he agrees that we don't know, number one, if they've been involved, that the remainders that's missing, because it's more missing than what they have listed, because some people just reported it. So a lot of these kids are either involved in human trafficking, or they involved in drugs or gang activity. And so that's just the bottom line.
Okay. Delores, why do you think the police are labeling this runaways so quickly, though?
Well, a few weeks back, myself and a few other activists that's part of Black on Black, we met with Mayor Bibbs, and that was our main agenda, is regarding these missing children. And basically, it's the same thing that Mr. Box stated. And, and it was mainly set because of some, a politician in Newburgh kind of put that out there. And it was meant to be like basically a bunch of children all over the entire Cleveland area, as well as the surrounding suburbs. And, as Box, I did do my research. As a matter of fact, I dealt with a couple of families with children that were missing. And matter of fact, I believe I contacted you about it because you had posted it. And we had to take it down because the child was not missing. They actually had ran away, but they ran away because they were being abused. So, with that said, even though it's not that many, that, is a lot, it's not as many as they stated, it's still alarming to know that these children are out there getting involved in gang activity, drug activity, and even other types of violence. On top of that, most of these children that are running away, they do have trauma already. They have trauma, they have mental health issues. Some of them have been in juvenile detention, because believe me, I know, I've dealt with that, personally. So it's like, it is a serious situation. So we can't you can't sweep everything, under the rug, but they need to be more out there talking about even the ones who are runaways, because runaways turn out to get involved in this human trafficking and as well as other violent, crimes and things like that. So, I think it's alarming, but I also think it's another situation underlining, that, because we still have to take a look at all of it.
Right, that's right. I agree too. Brother Fahim, so Delores brought up a point too, with somebody in Newburgh, and I remember an article that came out on TV. It was a police officer in Newburgh, chief of police, I think he was, in Newburgh Heights. Mm-hmm. And he wants to come out and take the reign and be the first one and front and forward and doing all of this and finding the kids. And these are mostly Cleveland children. So Fahim, why do you think he wants to do that? Why shouldn't our own Cleveland police be the ones in the front line doing this?
Yeah. First, I would like to backtrack. Ask why do they want to label these young people as runaways? This is deflecting. It's easy, and then it doesn't allow them to be law enforcement. The people that are supposed to be out looking for these children to be held accountable, to actually do their job. I think context matters. What nationality was the police chief? We all know the answer to that. What is the nationality of all these children that are missing? We know the answer to that question as well. So it's just easy to label them that, and then you don't have to really hold yourself accountable for doing what you're supposed to do, which is finding these missing children. And I think, like Mr. Box said, and like Ms. Gray says, trauma is what's leading a lot of these children to take to the streets. We don't know what's going on in these homes. We've seen firsthand, sexual abuse is leading to some of these young folks running, as well as a lot of these young people are being lured out via social media, connecting with older individuals. It's a multitude of different circumstances that's leading to these young people taken to the streets. It's the gang culture. It's the opportunity to just be outside with your friends and not really have any responsibility to do what you want to. If you're a kid boy, you stealing cars, or you living your best life until consequences catch up. I think I got away from your question.
I think You backtrack pretty good. And I like that too. Excellent, excellent. I just said to myself, I just wanted to see Cleveland police take the reign more in the lead than another suburban police department that really, we have more Cleveland children missing, if anything. And I just find it funny, like Cleveland's pretty much stepping back. I don't know why.
This isn't.
If I can interject something, I'm and not to anybody's defense, but only what I know from my experience, because I worked with Chief Majoy over in Newburgh when the young lady was missing out of the rain, and they ended up finding her and the guy she was with drowned in the lake in the rain. We were all in the Kinsman area searching together with different organizations. He's a part of Cleveland Missing with Georgina DeJesus's or over on the west side. So and then Cleveland does, so we've been looking for Keyshawn Williams, and they do have dedicated officers that are in the community for the missing persons. And so they're working from their perspective and he's working for his. So you notice he's not calling himself the chief, he's just representing Cleveland Missing. So he's stepping up in that vein, because I would have been on that immediately, but I'm on the inside, I have foreknowledge. So that's why I spoke as related to his role.
Well, I'm glad you did that too, because it had me bothered there for a minute. But like you said, it's good to do some research on your own and try to dig a little deeper. Right. Delores, so what do you think us activists can do, as a whole, that we can do to, I don't know, maybe help? I won't say curb this, because it's just ongoing. It's been going for years. But what can we do together as a group? Maybe to help the police department more, reach out more to parents, or what?
Right. I think we should help the police more, get involved more, be part of, become, look into joining or going to these task force meetings. I went to a human trafficking summit a few weeks back that our Congresswoman Chantel Brown had, and it was very, very enlightening. And and I work with women that's coming out of the domestic violence as well as human trafficking and things of that sort. So just to hear even more, get more information was very, very helpful. And what was great about it is that we can actually, you can contact the task force and be a part of them, because we are eyes and ears out there. We're out there. I know they may not hear, we may hear about them before they do. You know what I'm saying? So I think that, teaming up with them or partnering with them, even partnering with other groups that deal directly with missing children in regards to the trauma and mental illness and things of that sort. I think when we get together and work together, that is a plus, because it is very, it's very serious. I had a case just a little while ago that people had posted all on their pages, and the kid, like I said, he was being abused. And, I'm still looking into the sexual abuse part, because he won't say, because he's a, young man, and supposedly it is the stepdad that may be allegedly doing things to the child. So I'm still looking into that and working with the grandparent, because the mother doesn't want to be involved. She's one kind of allegedly helping this along. So it's very serious. It's like I said, we have to really look into every aspect of these, of children that are becoming missing. And I have a problem when they say missing, but these others are runaway. It doesn't matter if they are missing. If they are runaways, they are still missing. So we have to get out of that, and that's what bothered me when I had the meeting with the mayor, when he said, "Oh, they're runaways. They do it all the time." To me, that means we have to do something. So I know for my angle, with me working with women and children who are going through these traumas, we have to be there for these families. Even if we connect with them through another organization or get together and help with some things, we just have to, make ourselves available and partner with some people. That's my thoughts on that, because it's serious to me. They're still missing, even if they're runaways.
Absolutely, absolutely. Brother Fahim, your group, you're the chairman of New Era. What does New Era do as far as missing children? Do any parents approach you on that issue? And then if they do, how do you assist?
Yes, ma'am. So what we've discovered over the past like year or so, we've been like a last resort after they've exhausted all options, law enforcement, and so on and so forth. With no help, with no alleviation, they turn to our organization. And so in the last year, we've been able to locate five missing young ladies. Three of the five were being sex trafficked. Two of the five were runaways. And in fact, we were out not too long ago, about a week ago, James Box. It was about a week ago, 2 weeks ago maybe or so, looking for a young lady who just so happened to be my little cousin. And we weren't able to locate her that night. But again, same type of situation where these young people are meeting people online, and then they're just going to meet up with these people that they've never met before. And then, if there's just one kid missing, there's 1,000 or so. If there's just one missing, that's a problem. That's a problem. Right. That's a problem.
Yeah, I agree with you. Go ahead, Delores. Yes, you can.
When it comes to, the situation with these children being lured out through computer games and things of that sort, even with my 13-year-old, I just had to regulate him for being on a laptop that I had just purchased. I put it somewhere. I didn't want to use it at this point, but he found it. He snuck it, and he made sure he was able to get online. And he was playing this game called Roblox or whatever it's called. But the game has a chat line, a chat room that most parents don't even know about. And this kid, he was talking to a grown-up. So when he got caught sneaking. And so when I got the laptop, I started looking at it. And so I started texting this person. And I asked them what their ages were. And so they were saying, I'm not comfortable with telling you my age. I'm between the ages of 11 and 13. And the way they were talking, it was, it was like a grown person was really doing this. So I told them, look, I told them what I do. And I said, I started talking about the IP address and everything. He's gone off they're gone. I don't know if it was a woman or a man, but they're gone off the line. But parents need to, that's another thing. Parents need to be more aware of these games. They're not these little games like we had back in the day. They're not like that. These are interactive games where they can sign on and you can talk to them, and then they can also ping wherever you're at and find out where your location, and then then your kid is gone. Human trafficking is very, very serious here in Cleveland. It's number 5 in the country. And Cleveland is definitely a hub for it. Right around in that St. Clair area, there's wherever the gangs are at, but St. Clair is a hub. And so a lot of people don't understand that or know that. And that's why we as activists, we have to get, some type of tips line or tip sheet or something and get these parents together, because the only way is we have to really teach these parents these signs of what's going on, with kids running away and coming missing.
And check those devices. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Privacy in my home. I'm in that phone. I'm on that tablet. I'm on that laptop. All of that. I need to know who you're talking to, what you're doing, and it's not to be overbearing or overprotective, but this is the reality that we have to deal with right now. You could be talking to someone, you have no idea who is on the other side of that phone. So yes, I'm all in that phone. I'm all in it.
Parents need to be more aware, and it's sad that the economy and the way today is, parents are working 2 jobs. It's a one-parent home. They're not there. Like, you have a lot of latchkey kids. They come home, they're home alone. They can almost do whatever at that point, And I don't know how will we fix that problem and issue, but it's bad. It really is bad. And we're looking for, like, if you go to Fox 8 News, they still have Amanda Berry doing it after all these years, And I went on the tab. Fox 8 has a tab on their website, missing. You ever click on that, and it's missing, but it's missing people too, not just children. but I never got to the end of it. I just kept clicking and clicking and clicking and clicking, and it just looked like it went on forever. So where are these people at, Brother Box? Where are they?
Well, they're out here. They're all around the community. It's just like you said, they're latchkey kids. That's because their parents may be working. It's a single parent working 1 or 2 jobs trying to make ends meet, and the children have their own devices, and they're easily being lured out of the home because of social media relationships. Like with me and Antoine, we went out in the southeast side of town looking for a young, and we got some intelligence of where she was at. One place she wasn't there, so we separated, and one group went to the one location, and the other group we stayed at the other location. At the end of the day, she recovered. But I think there needs to be a panel discussion of news reporters like Wayne Carlson, all these news reporters. We need to bring them into a room and help them understand the importance of good reporting and giving out information. Don't just give a little quick blip. Sit down and have a conversation, because it's important that a lot of parents don't know what's going on social media. They don't know a lot of information Antoine shared, Ms. Gray shared. So the news media, you got to be more responsible, do more responsible coverage and giving out good information, so to make these parents aware. Check your child's phone, check that laptop. You can't have it in this house. If you live here and you ain't paying that bill, and even if you're paying the bill, you living under this roof and you underage, we don't have complete and total access to your passwords and every social media account that you have. So, and there's ways to do it, but I think every parent should buy their children a tracking device. Whether it's a bracelet, whether it's an ankle bracelet, whether it's a ring, whether it's something you install on their phone. So by GPS, you can locate where they are at any given day or time, because they got slick with taking the SIM card out. But you're still able to track the phone, whether the SIM card is in there or not. And they don't know that. So that way you can get their precise location. So that's information that they need to know. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say why I used it, because my grandchildren might be listening to this, and they go, Papa, we can't accept no gift from Papa because he might be trying to track them. And grandchildren are very beautiful, and I got a lot of girl grandchildren, and they're very beautiful, so I worry about them. I was in Maple Heights following one. She got mad. She called her mama, Papa following me. And so, yeah, I'm following you because you walking alone in a neighborhood you don't know nothing about. So if something come up, guess who's going to be called first? Papa. And it ain't going to be nice. So he pop out of jail and listen to his advice, because it ain't going to be nice. So, but we need to try to do something with the news media and have them on channel. They always have us on one. Let's have them on one where we talk to them about better reporting. Instead of reporting all the negative stuff, report on some of the positive stuff that's going on.
I agree with that too. I like Dolores's suggestion too. We need our own activist tip line for missing, and also like you said, do a panel or town hall meeting panel discussion with the media itself. 19385 Cleveland.com, Call and Post, all of them. They're news outlets, and it's important that they give the right information. And the fair information, because I don't want to throw the race card out there, but here we go. Like with Gabby, that Gabby girl, all of a sudden it's a little white girl missing, and everybody's on top of it like white on rice.
Get Amy Mahalovic as well, because they had that on national news all over the world. These little kid, when Shakira Johnson was missing, it was just local, but it caused national people to come in. I mean, I can go on and on with that, but we never got the same type of coverage. Like, look at Reggie McQueen. It's like every now and then a blip here and a blip there, but Amy Mahalovic, it was all over the world. Raja McQueen, all over the world, because she's been missing over 3 years now.
Yeah, 3 years, two little kids. Car gone, she gone, and really don't nobody ever talk about it anymore. Just us activists keep it out, throw the posts up every now and then. Cleveland page might, say, where's Raja? But, other than that, nothing.
And then also we need to have a panel discussion with our illustrious pastors, because they have a lot of influence in the community. They have large congregations, and they're a good source of getting information out, provided we give them the right and correct information. They can take 20, 30 minutes before they preach their sermon and put that information out there into the hands of their parishioners. And so that, they need to be an active part of what we're doing to try to recover these children that are missing and those that need services in terms of mental health or whatever the case might be as it relates to why they're running away. Because one thing I'm gonna say real quick is a lot of times we put our focus on the kid and we want to get them in programs and everything, but really it's the parents that need the programming. If they get the help that we provide in their kids, because they didn't get it yesteryear, so these programs weren't available when I was a troubled kid, so now I'm a parent, and so I don't need for my children to go through it because I went through it and it's instilled in me so I can help them. But other parents don't have that same ability that I have to do they need help. So, but they're abusing and cussing their children out, because when the children come to our program, they're good and they succeed. But when we send them back to a hellish environment called home, then we defeat our purpose and hurt that kid. And they're at odds with one another. We all know I'll be 62 in a few days. So guess what? Back in the day, our parents told us, don't put our business out there. Don't tell them white folks nothing. Don't tell that social worker nothing. But once that kid tell that social worker and they take that kid out of the home, it's going to create a division between that child and that parent. And it's going to be trouble when they finally get them back home. See, and that we don't want to create that type of division in the household. So we need to be able to provide holistic services, not just to the child. If you're dealing with a child, you need to deal with the parent as well. And adjust your schedule that parents need if they're working 2 or 3 jobs. Provide them with some type of services to get the help they need.
There you go. And that's
home.
That's the call we're asking.
That's one of the reasons why I started Brick House Wellness, is for that same reason what you're talking about, Mr. Box, is that it needs a whole family, holistic, trauma treatment and things of that sort. So when I get a family and they're going through, they go through all these problems that I see, and they have children, a lot of them, some of them have like about 5 or 6. And I see, children pick up what their parents do. So with that said, that's why because I'm a social worker as well. I'm a case manager. I became independent because I didn't like exactly how the system works, because they don't work for our children. So my purpose was when you come to me, I'm working with you, holistically for the whole family to be healed, because that's what's wrong with our city right now. We don't have wellness at all in any areas. Even when you talk about the church, spiritually, socially, emotionally, environmental, we don't have any of those wellness pieces there. So, that's why when I take on a family, when I have some children, I take on the parents too. And I end up working with the women. So it's, that's the whole thing. We do have to have a holistic approach to things instead of just trying to work with a kid, because like you said, James, is that when they go back home, they're back in that same environment. So. Okay.
We're going to get ready to wrap it up. Brother Fahim, give us your last minute thoughts, call to action.
My call to action is just to my peers, the Black men throughout the city that look exactly like me, holding ourselves accountable for what we allow to happen in our neighborhoods. When we were out a few weeks ago looking for my cousin's daughter, it was a handful of us brothers. These are the same guys that you can find at any club in the city on a Friday, Saturday night, 40 guys kicking it, bottles, all of that. But your daughter is missing. You only got 3 or 4 of your friends or family members that's pulling up, and then I just, my conversation with my cousin after we got his baby home was, that feeling that you feel, it's a lot of fathers, it's a lot of mothers, it's a lot of grandfathers, and other people out here feeling that same thing. So the next time you see one of these kids missing, you keep that same energy. You want to go get your dog and call up all your homies to get all your, keep that same energy when it's somebody else's child, and it's not just about yours.
Gotcha. Thank you. Brother Box, wrapping it up.
I concur with him. That's why I concur with what he said.
Okay, very good. Sister Delores, last thoughts, call to action, wrap it up.
Call to action is that we just need to keep doing what we're doing and getting those tips out there. And I agree everything with Brother Antoine as well as Mr. Box. I know they're out there, and and I'm out there as well as Black Women Army and also, I am the president of the Carl Stowe Brigade, so we're out there too. So we just have to keep doing it and plug it away.
That's right. Well, thank you, Ruth. I appreciate your help. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate you coming on board and talking about this topic, because it's heated and it's out there. And also, the next one is going to be gun violence, because that's the next one that's going on. So, no justice, no peace. Don't forget to get your T-shirt. No justice, no peace. Okay? So until next time, Ruth, James Box, thank you so much. Delores Gray, we appreciate you, sis. Thank you, Queen. And also you, Fahim, thank you for joining us and getting in good trouble. And we will see you next week. Remember, we are every Thursday at 7 o'clock. So tune in, subscribe, and like and share our station. We'll talk to you later. Thanks a lot, guys, for joining us. Take care.
Bye, y'all. It's been nice. Yes.